Welcome back to part two of my wrestling autograph collection. Hopefully, I haven't. I'm hoping part one goes through fine, and I don't have to reshoot all this. But this is part two from where I left off the last video. So moving along, Medusa Maselli, who also wrestled in WWE as Alundra Blaze, signed that part for me. I guess she had a legitimate feud with Magnificent Mimi because she kind of defaced the picture of Magnificent Mimi. I don't know why, but it's a funny picture. I'm hearing rumor that Medusa wants to get back into WWE and go after Beth Phoenix. I don't possibly see how Vince is going to let her back in, especially A, she's been away from wrestling for far too long with the monster trucks, and B, the way she just tossed the WWE women's title in the trash on Monday Night Raw. I mean, you never know with Vince McMahon. I mean, he let Eric Bischoff in. He's let Jim Cornette in, especially Jim Cornette, who Jim Cornette once said that he would never ever be in the WWE unless hell froze over. So you never know. Could be interesting for the old time fans like us. There goes Wendy Richter, one of the more famous women's champions of all time. And the book, I believe, is just about over. And we got some more autographs back here. This is the Sheik, Sabu's uncle, signed that page for me. Howie Finkel, WWE Hall of Fame and ring announcer. Luna, who's no longer with us, unfortunately, and an Ox Baker signed above her name. So that's it for the book. Like I said before, I really wish I would have kept this in great condition, but it is what it is, and I might actually take out the better autographs and frame them and hang them up. So now you're looking at the 8x10s, and the first one is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho did this at a signing up in Nanuet, New York, in a mall. That's no longer, and the mall's no longer really open anymore. But it was funny. It was a Saturday afternoon. He did the signing, and he comes out to address the crowd on the mic, and he starts with the welcome to, and everybody starts going, Raw is Jericho. He gives the crowd a look, and he's like, no, it's going to say that welcome to the Nanuet Mall. You guys are idiots because today's not Monday, it's Saturday, which got a huge crowd pop from the crowd. Jericho was kind of quiet when I met him. I told him I remember watching him wrestle as one half of the Thrill Seekers with Lance Storm. He seemed more fixated on the Beatles shirt that I was wearing, and then I was wondering why until I read later on he was such a huge Beatles fan. I should have probably talked to him about the Beatles, but there's that shirt. That's that story. And on the back, as Mike from the Autograph Network would go, ding ding ding. Missy Hyatt signed that picture. Missy Hyatt's always been very nice to me when I've met her. It's another 8x10 of Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant. There's another Wendy Richter signed 8x10. And Francine, who was Shane Douglas's manager, the Pitbull's manager, Tommy Dreamer's manager, Justin Credible's manager in ECW, signed this for me. Another one who's no longer with us is Test. Signed this for me at a wrestling convention. One of my all-time favorites, Bret the Hitman Hart. Classic picture with him with the classic Intercontinental title that has been recently brought back with a white strap from Cody Rhodes. Another Ox Baker. Brian Lee. I kind of got ticked off when I met him because I paid, I think, about $20 for him to sign this, and he gives me a photocopy page of his signatures. It's an autograph, but as you can see, the page is not in the greatest condition over the years. So he signed that for me. Another Nikolai Volkov. The Power Twins were an independent wrestling tag team. They were popular on the East Coast. One of my all-time favorite autographs, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Unfortunately, this is all they were allowing people to get signed when I saw him. So, again, another one that's not in the best condition. So either I'm going to have to meet Austin and get a legitimate 8x10 or just frame this one up and just call it a day. Another one of my favorites over here is Rey Mysterio Jr. My friend got this for me at a toy show that he appeared at, and he signed the cover of this WWE magazine for me, so I'm going to get that framed and hung up at one point. Now, this is a magazine that was given to us at the WWE Fan Fest that I attended, and there's a couple of autographs in here. Of course, the magazine is not in the best condition because When you're younger, you don't really think about stuff like that, but again, I really wish I would have thought of it. I'm trying to find the autograph that's in here that I got. I think it's coming up soon. Again, I probably should have had this all set. There you go. Scott Hall signed this. Scott Hall was probably one of the nicer guys at that fan fest. We're not allowed to take pictures with the wrestlers. Hall said, I don't care. Come and take a picture with me, and he let us take a picture with him. Somewhere in here is Dink as well, but I'm not going to really hunt for that. One of my all-time favorite pieces here, Captain Lou Albano and the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper's my all-time favorite wrestler. So to get to meet him was a real treat for me. And here's the other 8x10 that Piper signed for me. Looking back, I probably should have gotten Piper to sign a there, the glare gone. Looking back, I probably should have gotten Piper to sign a They Live poster or a picture for me also for the collection, but he's going to be around more often now. I think he just did a show in Queens yesterday, which I had to miss, but hopefully he'll come back around soon and I can probably get a couple things signed by him. Tell you really quickly, when I met Piper, it was one of the more scariest experiences for me because this was my guy growing up. When I was a kid, Piper did no wrong for me. I loved the man. He smacked Jimmy Snuka with a coconut. He shaved the Haiti Kid's hair off. He attacked Hogan. He kicked Cyndi Lauper, drove David Wolf into the mat. I was there when he did that, and I was the only one that was going ballistic. I might have been like 13 years old at the time, and I had people throwing stuff at me in the stands because they were all Hogan marks. I dressed as Piper one year for Halloween and probably got the least amount of candy in the neighborhood, but who cares? As a kid, you don't really care about stuff like that. You just want to emulate your idol, and he was my Mickey Mantle growing up. And when I met him, at first I was kind of, my heart was like in my chest, in my throat. And this was only about a few years ago. I was already in my late 30s when I met him, and it was like me being 12 again. And when he saw me and he shook my hand and I spoke to him, and he was so genuinely warm-hearted, real nice guy. Probably one of the top 3 nicest people I've ever met in my life. Asked about my family, my background. We spoke, and I think my friend came with me, and he went off for a little bit, and he came back and saw Piper with his arm around me, talking to me, and he didn't want to interrupt that. He said that was a moment that I knew that was something you've been dreaming of for years, and I didn't want to interrupt that. And he said that he was watching the whole thing, and that Piper spent more time with me than anybody else. Which, if that's true, that's something that I will always cherish about Roddy Piper. And so that's that. I know I have a Mick Foley 8x10 somewhere that I probably misplaced with some other 8x10s I have, so I'll probably look for that and show it off in other videos. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope I didn't bore you guys a lot with these videos. If you can comment, subscribe if you haven't already, make a comment if you want about the wrestling videos. If you have any wrestling videos you'd like me to see, just leave the link down below, and I'll be sure to take a look and comment on yours also. So thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a great day. Bye.